Weaponised by Europe's last dictator, Sandar Ahmed has finally reached the shores of the English Channel. The Iraqi was lured to Belarus on a tourist visa before being pushed across the EU's border as part of a sinister hybrid war instigated by despot Alexander Lukashenko.
They helped us and guided, and some people badly been enforced by the border military in Belarusian sides and taking money and mobile phones from the migrants.
Sandar fled violence in Iraq where, despite being a business graduate, he was unable to find a regular job. Tantalisingly close to his final destination, he now hopes to stow away in a lorry to Britain. But the 32-year-old has a stark warning to other migrants tempted to follow in his footsteps.
Never take this road, a really dangerous road, because the only thing is that Belarusian government using you as a political weapon.
Tyrant Lukashenko, who claimed victory in the rigged 2020 presidential election, unleashed the migrant chaos in retaliation for rounds of EU sanctions. Last week, some 4,000 people searching for a better life were coaxed by the strongman's goons from Minsk to Poland's fortified border. They were met by 15,000 Polish soldiers and border guards, trapping families in a freezing and hellish limbo. In a fresh headache for the Home Secretary Priti Patel, Sandar was far from the only migrant on the French coast who had arrived via Belarus. Syrian Ahmed Houiji, a farmer originally from Raqqa, hopes to join his two sisters living in Glasgow. He flew from Lebanon to Minsk after Lukashenko's regime doled out tourist visas to people from across the Middle East.
2 months, $10,000. Yes, not food, not water, not sleep. Yes.
And you crossed from Belarus to Poland?
7 days. To Poland and going to Germany. After coming from Germany to Paris, France.
And what happened on the border with Belarus, Poland? They sent you back, tell me.
Hate me and go back to Belarus. Yes. Very, very bad. Yes.
Quoted £3,700 for a place on a rickety dinghy to Britain's shores, he ran out of money after spending almost double that to reach Calais. What is your dream when you get to England?
The school from my children. Going to school. And my little going to hospital. Yes. I don't have money. I don't know work now.
Both men are caught up in some of the most chaotic scenes I've witnessed in some 2 decades reporting from the French coast. We're here at Grande-Synthe, on the outskirts of Dunkirk, where police have just raided a migrant camp. Families have loaded everything they own into shopping trolleys and are weaving in and out of traffic on a main road. The French authorities' get-tough look was somewhat ruined by events unfolding simultaneously 45 miles down the coast. This is Wimbledon Beach, just south of Calais. It's one of the favoured spots for smugglers to launch the giant black inflatable ribs that carry migrants 20 miles across the sea to England. On Tuesday, 2 of these giant black inflatables were carried by dozens of migrants from the dunes here to the water's edge and over to England. On that same day, 3 exhausted migrants were filmed rowing across the channel by kayak. It's unclear if they made it to Britain. Amidst the chaos, more than 24,000 migrants have arrived by small boat this year, almost triple last year's 8,420 tally. Last week, 1,185 crossed the channel in a single day, but it emerged on Wednesday that just 5 migrants have been returned to Europe this year. On Tuesday, police raided the sprawling Grande-Synthe migrant camp. Dozens were loaded onto coaches to be taken to shelters in other locations, and cops detained 13 suspected people smugglers during the raid. And there's massive police presence here. Tents have been torn down, migrants being bussed to different parts of France. We just met a couple still in their life jackets who were stranded mid-channel when their dinghy's engine broke down. They towed back and now they're here wandering the streets, they're shivering, they're cold and looking for somewhere to sleep tonight. Left behind was a wasteland of piled rubbish, abandoned tents and dejected men, women and children on the move once more.